A majority of leaders in spiritual and consciousness spaces are solar-led in the public stage. And for lunar-led individuals, their work can sometimes feel off when it's actually just incomplete. An example of this is a Stirling activation held by Robert Edward Grant and Matías Stefano, and some of the responses, including how I initially felt before feeling into the energy. I'm speaking more broadly in this video, but let me break this down. Solar-led beings are often the golden children, directive, radiant, projective, always seeking the light. Their energy is activating, awakening, and brilliant. They naturally lead through mental clarity, vision, and direction. Raising frequency and consciousness comes naturally to them. But because of this, they don't always see how their energy can become unbalanced or overwhelming for others. A balanced solar-led being, someone anchored to their own lunar intelligence of memory, emotional coherence, relationship, and the unseen body, is beautiful, which I would say Matías and Robert probably lean towards this. But unbalanced or unanchored solar can activate without right timing, emotional safety, or a coherent container for the energy to move through cleanly. It can become all light and no landing. And even balanced solar energy was never meant to lead alone. Because what's needed is partnership with lunar-led beings. Because lunar-led orientation naturally feels the unseen, the relational orbit, emotional safety, reciprocity, timing, coherence. Lunar power is not blinding, it's restorative illumination. It reveals what a solar field often cannot see on its own. It feels what is needed instead of only directing what is possible. And this is the tension I'm seeing rise right now in spiritual spaces. When solar-led groups, led alone, only with others of the same orientation, or tokenize the lunar field without truly understanding its role, the container becomes energetically incomplete or dispersed. Balanced lunar-led people feel this in the body. They sense the unmet needs in the field, the lack of energetic holding, the lack of emotional coherence, the lack of relational listening. But because we don't yet have language for this dynamic, it often gets interpreted as accusation, conflict, or villainization instead, which is in turn distorting something that wasn't wrong. So now we have solar confusion, lunar frustration, and separation where there could be co-creative partnership. Because the truth is, it takes both. When one tries to hold both roles or moves as the other, this overwhelms or fragments their own field. The lunar-led is rising, and the solar-led must also be willing to receive them. And both must meet one another in creation. Because together they create more resonance, more restoration, more coherence, and more light than either ever could alone. And I have a whole piece on the solar-lunar recalibration that I wrote in December, but the peak is still rising through the new moon before the solstice. Let me know if you've been noticing this too.